Alright, Jag fam, what up? You already know. It's the Hooded Jag, where we come to ponder some of the most interesting things in life and things that we just want to know. Alright, so interesting thought I had. You know how everyone is always feeling some kind of way when someone dies from like a shark attack or a bear attack or some shit? That is like really sad. But granted, when you know how many people actually die by like just the simple numbers alone of people who die by these apex predators, I feel like we should celebrate them. I'm just saying. Like a perfect example of like, what the fuck? Now, there's a 48-year-old man in Bosnia. This dude killed a bear with his bare hands. No pun intended. That is fucking wicked, right? But on the exact same opposite end of the spectrum, you have something like the Amur tiger, who literally was just like, I'm badass, you're badass, but I'm more badass than you. And like there was this dude, not the same dude, different guy, who ended up going hunting. It's a real story, all real story. Who ended up going hunting, stole the fucking, he found like a boar or some shit that the tiger killed. And he's just like, oh, cool, free boar. I'm gonna just yoink this. Fucked up. Tiger's just like, oh, you gonna come steal my stuff now? Bet, cool. Straight hunts this dude for I think it's like maybe 1, 2, 3 days at best. And he, oh my god, like by the time they found this dude, it's like the tiger just erased him from existence. Just straight eviscerate. There was like nothing left that was identifiable or something. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, yeah, this was definitely a person. So, in that light, the thing I want to talk about that I find interesting is like, okay, like, you know, I think it's like 1 in 10 people or so, or like, that die by shark attacks every year, right? My idea is, how about we celebrate them? I'm just saying, think about it. It's like the universe. Like when you think about the chances of even running into these creatures, it's actually really, really interesting. So you gotta figure, by the time that you go out into the wild, encounter this random apex predator, and you manage to live the encounter. You're like triple the badass, right? Agreed, triple the badass. 48-year-old guy is triple the badass. Super respects to that guy. But at the same time, at the exact same time, I want to just give you this idea now. Even if you die, I feel like you should still get some kind of acknowledgement. Because it's like the universe was like, damn, this guy's so badass that no random just expiration date will suffice. I need to send another more bigger and badass predator to take this guy out. So by that logic, and this is what I want to suggest. This is my theory and my proposal, so to speak. Every person that now hold on, before I even give this proposal, I just want to clarify something. I'm not saying that like the dumb people who are just like, oh look, it's a tiger, it's a crocodile or some shit, let me go fuck with it. And then they live and it's like, oh, or they die and it's like, oh no. No, you were fucking stupid. You were a fucking donut and you deserve to get eaten in that exact order. You were being a donut and you got eaten. Boom. But for the people, the select few, the upper echelon, who literally are just minding their business, and then out of fucking nowhere, just boom, shark, gator, bear, tiger, whatever, just mauls them. You, sir, are a badass. Do you know why you were a badass? Because the universe realized just how fucking tough you were, that it was like, you know what? Nah. A swarm of bees? Nah. Accidental drowning? Nah. Fall off a cliff? Not good enough. Launch him into space? Maybe. But what if we just happen to sick upon him the most apex predator in this current food chain? See what happens. You win. Oh, badass. Immortalized. This guy beat. Barehanded though. That's the thing too. I don't want one of those weird survival stories where it's like, oh, I beat him, but I had like a grenade, a shotgun, and like 42 mega shanks, and like an AK-47 for good measure, and maybe a few RPGs. No. I want the guy, like the 48-year-old guy. He strangled the bear. Like, that is gangster on another level. That is badass on another level. 48! You gotta imagine at 48, your strangling strength is not the most peaked and savage. But the fact that this old dude was just like, nah, it's not my time yet. I'm gonna go strangle this bear. Like, what? That's badass. And I mean, come on. You gotta admit, on the fucking end of the spectrum, when it came to great natural defenses, look at these things. They ain't clawing at no bear, ain't getting through no animal hide. These hands, oh, they work. And oh my God. You know, I always say, I would definitely fight a grizzly bear over a parking spot. And I say this because for me, it's a state of mentalness. It's a mental state where I feel like if you believe hard enough in your mind and you truly are just like, you know what? I can definitely do this. This is definitely going to get done. Some part of you, some part in your mind, your subconscious, following your brain stem somewhere, just randomly clicks in and goes, yeah, we can do it. Why the fuck can't we do this? Our only limitations and inhibitors are ourselves. So, with that thought process, now, think about it. Survival situations happen every time. Millions of ways they can happen. Do you think, leave a comment down below if you do you think that if you were in one of these situations with an apex predator of sorts, that you could come out on top? Or lose? Because remember, losing isn't a bad thing. Losing is not a bad thing. But I don't want that to be how you're looking at it. Like, oh, I'll do it because even if I lose, I'm a badass. Nah. Do you believe yourself truly that you could do it? Because if you could, you might be able to do it. Something to ponder. So, in closing, to sort of like wrap this all up in a neat, nice, awesome bow, I just feel like my thought on this whole thing is that some people are just so badass out there in the world that the universe decides, I'm gonna send the fucking most badass thing in the current area to take him out. And now you gotta wonder, let's say you do win. You already know you're not coming out of this unscathed. That's a fact for life. You're probably gonna have a scar for life. Or, you know, you might be missing an appendage or four. And again, you gotta realize these things are equipped with like fucking steak knives at the end of their fingers. And you're just coming at it with like butter knives. So, do leave a like, comment down below. Do you think you could win in one of these interesting life or death universal scenarios? Comment, like, helps out the algorithm. Really appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in to the first official deep dive, brain teaser, something I'll call it, segment on the Hooded Jag, the Jagden. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Anything you say will be useful. I will appreciate it, and eventually I will get to, you know, replying to some of your comments, and I will definitely do a comment of the week poll. That's something I'm gonna start now, actually. So yeah, feel free to leave your comments on this video and or any other videos, and we'll start doing a comment of the week where I'll give that person a shout out live on the video. So stay tuned for the next video and the deep dive thought.